Well, good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your November the 21st Spiritual Principle Day in a meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that screen. The title of the meditation, Discernment and Group Conscience. We trust and we use good sense. Living in fellowship with other addicts, we learn discernment. That comes from the Guiding Principles book, Tradition 2, Opening Reflection. The spiritual principle of discernment, exercising good judgment, is central to practicing tradition too. In our personal recovery, we work on developing a guiding conscience and our own decision making that helps us decipher what's healthy for us and what isn't. Many of us have described that conscience as a voice in our head that tells us right from wrong. Many others say it's our loving higher power working in our lives. We bring this awareness into our groups and try to practice it there in fellowship with each other. Discernment is group conscience in action. Using it requires some common sense, experience, and hopefully clarity about what's our opinion, what's factual, and what's actually important. Some of our groups develop trust and a collective conscience over time, but we need to stay open-minded as our membership evolves. To sustain our practice of tradition two, we need unity, faith, goodwill, and even more trust. Speaking of trust, discernment helps us choose our trusted servants and guides us in our efforts to be trustworthy as we serve. We create guidelines that outline preferred qualities for particular roles in our groups. These may aid the process, but aren't the whole of it. Other circumstances that aren't on paper and still meet our need to serve the greater good may play a role in our decisions. We listen to fellow members, offer qualifications for a position, learn about each other's capacity for effective leadership, and then use discernment expressed through our group conscience to match talent to task. As trusted servants, we're trusted to serve the needs of our group and NA as a whole, rather than our own egos, individual opinions, and desired outcomes. To keep our leaders in check, we are each other's eyes and ears, shining light on one another's blind spots and turning up the volume when we aren't listening carefully. I am committed to serving the greater good. I aim to do so by exercising good judgment, inviting my own conscience to contribute to the groups, and letting go of the outcome. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. So we're talking about discernment, right? And it's important for us to keep in mind that discernment is something that is developed over time. And I know I keep saying that. I keep saying that this is a spiritual principle developed over time. Whatever the topic is, I somehow squeeze that in. And I think the importance of me saying that is that I want for you to know that you won't nail it 100% perfectly all of the time. You're going to learn from your misapplication or your missed opportunity of a spiritual principle. And then in the future, using wisdom, right? And the courage to change, you're going to figure out, okay, discernment. Okay, I could have used that a little bit differently in that particular situation. So now when something similar comes up, you'll be more mindful. I really love that this meditation tells us to go forward in this discernment, but not have to have the results go the way that we want or letting go of the outcome. We use this discernment when we're choosing our trusted servants, when we're serving as trusted servants. It's a very powerful spiritual principle, and people do consider it a voice in their head, and other people say it's a higher power or it's the universe showing me what to do. That's all well and good, but a lot of the times I have found that there was more than one way to handle a situation. And I went with what I thought I was being led to do or to say or to how to vote on a decision. And it didn't work out anywhere close to the way I thought it would. But that doesn't mean that my opinion was necessarily wrong or that my discernment wasn't right. If I believe in group conscience, I believe that everything thrown into the mix, everyone offering what they feel led is the truth, right? Having clarity on their own opinion, understanding what's factual and what's actually important, that together we come with the final decision of how we're going to move forward, because the primary purpose is to carry our message. We're carrying this message worldwide. Our group is a very small portion of the bigger whole. My right opinion, my right discernment can't work for everyone because it's coming from me. I'm an individual that has been trusted to serve, and spiritual discernment helps me to do that. So today, let's work on developing that and giving ourselves space, right? Love that word. Give yourself space to mature into the spiritual, process or the spiritual principles that we want. Give ourselves room to grow, in other words. Hey, my name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose.